Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. In today's video, we're driving the entire length of Veterans Memorial Boulevard westbound, beginning at Pontchartrain Boulevard in New Orleans. This first short section is still officially named Veterans Highway, although most people use Veterans Memorial Boulevard, Veterans Boulevard, or simply Vets for the entire corridor. It also carries Louisiana Highway 3019 here, a state route only about half a mile long. We begin with 3 westbound lanes separated from eastbound traffic by a narrow neutral ground. On the right, 10th Street serves as a parallel service road, providing access to the townhouses and duplexes facing the highway. We cross the 17th Street Canal, which divides Orleans and Jefferson Parish, and enter Metairie. The canal's name puzzles many people because there's no 17th Street anywhere nearby. The explanation can be found much farther south, where this drainage system connects with the canal running along Palmetto Street. That street was originally called 17th Street, but it was renamed Palmetto Street in 1894, 132 years ago. The street's name changed, but the canal retained the old name. Metairie is an unincorporated census-designated place rather than a city. It's sometimes described as the largest census-designated place in the country, but that isn't quite correct. Metairie ranked 5th in the 2020 census, although it was the largest outside Nevada's Clark County. It had a population of 143,507 as of the 2020 census. The median household income for 2020 through 2024 was about $73,000, while the median value of an owner-occupied home was about $327,500. The name Metairie comes from a French word referring to a tenant farm whose operator shared part of the harvest with the landowner. Farms and plantations began appearing here during the early 1700s, but today Metairie is a densely developed suburb and one of Louisiana's largest population centers. Veterans Boulevard continues west with 3 lanes in each direction, frequent traffic signals, a landscaped neutral ground, and businesses lining both sides. We pass beneath the Causeway Boulevard overpass. Causeway Boulevard leads north toward Lake Pontchartrain and the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway, while to the south it continues toward Airline Drive and Jefferson Highway. Immediately beyond the overpass, Lakeside Shopping Center is on the right. Lakeside opened in 1960 as New Orleans' first regional shopping mall. It began as an open-air center, was enclosed in 1969, and has grown into Louisiana's largest mall with more than 100 stores and restaurants. At Severn Avenue, we pass through the area known as Fat City. The exact origin of that name is told in several ways. It came into use during the early 1970s when developers promoted this area as an entertainment district rich with nightlife and opportunity. Local accounts also credit a snowball stand called Fat City with helping the nickname catch on. Investors expected Louisiana to legalize casino gambling, and they filled the district with clubs, lounges, restaurants, hotels, and late-night entertainment. Gambling didn't arrive as expected, but Fat City still became known as the French Quarter of Jefferson Parish. Its nightlife peaked during the mid-70s, when some clubs remained open until the early morning hours and attracted customers from across the metropolitan area. The district later declined as nightlife shifted elsewhere, and many of the original clubs closed. More recent redevelopment has brought restaurants, apartments, offices, and new landscaping, but the Fat City name remains attached to this compact section of Metairie. Veterans Boulevard continues through one of the busiest retail corridors in the region, with shopping centers, restaurants, hotels, office buildings, and car dealerships extending along both sides of the road. We approach Clearview Parkway, another major north-south route through Metairie. To the south, Clearview crosses I-10 and eventually carries Louisiana Highway 3152 to the approach of the Huey P. Long Bridge. On the left is the former Clearview Shopping Center, which is being transformed into Clearview City Center. The redevelopment combines retail space with apartments, restaurants, medical offices, and open-air public areas. During July of 2026, demolition was beginning on another portion of the old enclosed mall. Beyond Clearview, Veterans remains a broad commercial boulevard, but I-10 begins drawing closer on the left. The neutral ground remains extra wide with landscaped sections and paved areas for turn lanes. Veterans Boulevard bends to the left and passes beneath I-10, shifting from the interstate's north side to its south side. Ramps nearby form I-10 exit 225, providing connections between the boulevard and the interstate. I-10 westbound leads toward Kenner, the airport, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, Lake Charles, and eventually California. Eastbound traffic heads into New Orleans before continuing towards Slidell, Mobile, and Jacksonville. After this crossover, Veterans runs closely along the interstate through the next section of Metairie. Downs Boulevard on the left leads into Lafreniere Park, Metairie's largest public park. The 155-acre park occupies the former site of Jefferson Downs Racetrack, which was badly damaged by Hurricane Betsy in 1965 and later relocated. Construction of the park began in 1977, and it was dedicated in 1982. Its name traces back to Nicolas Chauvin de Lafreniere, whose family once controlled a large plantation in this area. Today, the park includes 2 lagoons, a marsh, a boardwalk, picnic shelters, sports fields, a carousel, a dog park, a disc golf course, and a 2-mile walking and jogging path. Tripp's Treehouse, which opened in 2025, is designed for children of all abilities and is Louisiana's largest inclusive playground. During December, Lafreniere Park hosts Christmas in the Park, filling the grounds with elaborate light displays that can be viewed on foot or from a vehicle. We now leave unincorporated Metairie and enter the city of Kenner, the largest incorporated municipality in Jefferson Parish. Kenner had an estimated population of 65,136 as of 2025. Its median household income for 2020 through 2024 was about $64,000, and the median value of an owner-occupied home was about $246,300. French maps from 1718 identified this area as Con Brûlé, meaning burnt canes, after indigenous peoples were observed burning river cane to drive game from the vegetation. The modern community was laid out in 1855 on land once owned by the Kenner family, and that year is considered the city's founding date. Kenner was incorporated in 1873, surrendered its charter in 1908, and was incorporated again as a village in 1913. The arrival of the airport, followed by I-10 and suburban development, transformed the former farming community into one of the largest cities in Louisiana. We approach Williams Boulevard, which carries Louisiana Highway 49 and serves as Kenner's primary north-south street. To the south, LA 49 connects with Airline Drive, US 61, Rivertown, and the older side of Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport. The airport is ahead on the left. Commercial service began here in 1946 when it was called Moisant Field, honoring aviation pioneer John Bevins Moisant, who died in an airplane crash near New Orleans in 1910. The airport code MSY comes from Moisant Stockyards, the name previously associated with the property. Moisant Field became New Orleans International Airport in 1960 and was renamed for jazz musician Louis Armstrong in 2001. The Jerome S. Glazer Airport Access Road crosses overhead. Glazer was a New Orleans steel executive who managed the local operations of Glazer Steel and later served as the company's chief executive. The company opened its Chapatula Street branch in 1949, and that branch eventually became its headquarters. The road was later named for Glazer in recognition of his service as chairman of the New Orleans Aviation Board during the airport's major expansion in the 1970s when the access road was constructed. The access road leads toward the former passenger terminal on the airport's south side. Regular passenger operations moved away from that terminal in 2019, but the consolidated rental car facility and the airport's economy garage remain in that area. We approach Loyola Drive, where the main entrance to the current airport terminal is on the left. The elevated structure overhead is part of the rebuilt I-10 and Loyola Drive interchange. One flyover carries I-10 westbound traffic directly over the Loyola Drive and Veterans Boulevard intersection before descending onto Terminal Drive. A second flyover carries departing airport traffic directly toward I-10 eastbound in New Orleans. Drivers on Veterans can also reach the terminal through the connector beginning at Aberdeen Street. The current terminal opened on November 6, 2019, on the north side of the airport. The roughly $1 billion facility has 35 gates and replaced the older terminal on Airline Drive. Beyond Loyola Drive, the heavy commercial development begins to thin, the boulevard narrows, and the posted speed limit gradually decreases. Veterans Boulevard eventually narrows to 2 lanes as we approach the western edge of Kenner. Businesses give way to utility property, more airport parking, and flood protection infrastructure. The boulevard comes to an unceremonious end at the flood wall. Belle View Boulevard runs along the flood protection system and functions mainly as an access road for drainage and pumping facilities. We conclude today's video here. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment below, share and follow us on social media, and join us for our next 504 road trip.